Oh, and hello. I'll start. Okay. Let's talk about soul contracts. Oh, it's showing up everywhere. How cool is that? My face is on fire. Oh, my dogs are fighting. Not really. They're just talking. If you are here and you're commenting, I am not able to see comments yet. I see Lizette. Okay, this is a perfect time. If it doesn't say live on top, everybody who sees this right now, do you see the live? I have been offending the shit out of someone because every time she comes on, it's already after the broadcast is ended, and I'm not saying hi to her, so she's getting really frustrated with me. Della. Hi, guys. So I will just go through the hi, Lizette. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Sean. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Christina. Hi, Candace. Hi, Tracy. Did I miss anybody? Christina, Candace, Tracy, Debbie, Miss Debbie. Okay, cool. So it says live up in the corner. It should, for me, it says it right there, like the sound effects. Ashley, Jill, hey, Chris, hey, Miranda. So tonight, if they want to pop through with messages, yeah, I know. I just wasn't, Lorraine, I wasn't sure if you wanted me to say that, but I know who it is. Anyway, so we're going to talk soul contracts, you guys. So I thought it would be a great topic. It's something that I talk about a lot. It's something that some people get really frustrated with when I talk about them. I had a mom get pretty offended by me because she thought I was telling her it was her fault that she had cancer. Holy Jesus, Mother of Mary, would never say that. Um, but I sometimes know that we can choose things. Our souls can choose to experience something that's rather difficult in this life, and that's hard to talk about because people do get upset about it. And um, we're not taught about this. Most of us aren't. There are some who are. I personally was not taught about soul contracts when I was little, so I kind of consider myself as having had to take the advanced course fast. Um, what so I feel like I've done a lot of that in the last several years. So I try to share what I know. Either things that I've learned from spirit as I'm doing readings, things that have come up, things that I've channeled, pieces of information through meditation, through my guides, and I have invited my guides, just so you know, so they're with us too. Okay. At least I know for sure I have two of them here. We'll see if more come in. That is my dog trying to get in the room. So that is Kenzie. She's my little German Shepherd female. She's a year old. She's trying to come in. She's my little protector. I know. She's pretty amazing. Okay. Not to be rude, but something like stupid just can't be fixed. You hit this girl. Who am I hitting? I need to punch somebody. No hitting. I'm sorry. I was just teasing. But seriously, no hitting. Did I miss something? Hey, Tech. Chris Johnson. Hi, Rachel. I always want to call you Rachel. You need to change the spelling of your name. So, hi, Tiffany, Sandy, Kelsey, Lori. If I didn't say hi to you, pray wait. Okay. You're a offended follower. Oh, yeah. So, anyway, it's never my intention. So, Sarah, I would love to connect with you. I run all sessions through my website. If you have a chance, it's just my first and last name, melissahenian.com. If you click on the schedule now section, blah, 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 it takes you right to my website. You can look at the different types of appointments I have. Um, that way, I keep everything in one place. If you haven't watched me yet or connected with me yet, you will quickly find out that I'm like a squirrel on crack. And sometimes I can be hard to nail down. So it's very important for me to have a place where everybody can go to book. So that's why I have that on my website. It really helps me stay organized. All right, what's in my cup? This is green tea. It's just Lipton. It's honey chamomile. Honey chamomile. It's lovely with honey, blackberry honey. That should be interesting. It's not whiskey. I do not drink. Well, I sometimes have wine, but I don't drink hard liquor. The dog is the dog is part of this. Love it. She is. I should let her in because she's quite hysterical, actually. Um, for those of you who aren't aware, I do have a connection with animals as well. And so my Kenzie dog was staring at me one night and she's like, "Your aura's red." And I was like, "It is." Well, let me go look. So I thought that was awesome. All right. Do you guys want to start with soul contracts? Do you want to start with any questions that you might have about them? We all have them. I believe that. I have been shown that. If you believe in past lives, then the soul contract will probably make more sense to you because this is not your first rodeo. I believe that if you're going to see a medium, this isn't your first rodeo. You're a more advanced soul. You've been around a lot. I will also tell you the more advanced souls tend to have the deeper lessons. I know. So I've seen some very advanced souls. I'm just going to say that. I've seen some very advanced souls. So let's see. There was one person who had asked a few days ago on one of my posts if how to know if they're following through with their soul contract. Breathe. Just take a breath. Everybody just take a breath. Yep. If you just took a breath, if you're breathing, you are in your soul contract. This is part of your journey. Okay. Do I think we can sometimes divert? I'm not really sure because I think the whole all of our life is about the experiences we're going to have and the choices that we make. And I don't think that they're right or wrong. They're lessons and their experiences. Even the bad stuff, if we could step away from judging it, which it's hard because we're human. I still like, that was bad. That was really bad. But we could step away from judging something long enough to feel what we learned from that experience. Okay. Tracy, I'm more advanced than I thought. Yeah, I think most of us are a little more advanced than we thought. And like I said, once you get to this stage where you're connecting with a medium and you're really searching for answers, you're already kind of getting there. So that's a beautiful thing. Ashley, I remember one time being so upset about being pregnant and it's my son. I was like, he didn't ask to be born. Oh, and I didn't have the same understanding. Oh, hugs, hugs, hugs. I was like, yeah, you made a contract with that baby. When people say they didn't ask for it, they picked you. They knew what they were doing. You agreed to that. For anybody who's never had a past life regression or a life between lives regression, I would highly recommend one. It is amazing the information that you learn about yourself and about your journey. Also, for me, when I did my first past life, it pulled a lot of things into perspective for me. I'm like, well, shit, that's why I don't like to be grabbed. That's why I don't, oh my God, because we can die in some pretty horrific ways. And apparently I did. Okay. All right. So this is serious stuff, even though I sometimes make light of it or I joke about it. But it's pretty amazing. I do not, Shayna, I do not offer past life. I would absolutely go to a hypnotherapist. Um, Gosh darn it. I just met somebody too, and I cannot remember their name, but if I can find the name of someone, um, I will post it. If anybody's interested in a past life regressionist, just Google locally. If you're in the Yakima area and you're interested, message me or email me, and I will get you some information. I'll try to put a group message together for those people who are interested. So that is a really interesting question. So Julia, hello. I think phobias come from I do too. So as I'm backtracking here, let me just pull her up here real quick. Yes, ma'am. I do think a lot of our phobias come from past lives as well. If you have a unexplained fear of heights, if you have an unexplained fear of water, I keep wanting to say spiders, so I don't know if somebody's got a freakishly thing with spiders, but maybe you were bit by one, and yeah, so there's that. Hi, Denise. Sean, I want to do it, do it, do it, do it. Do the past life regression, you guys, or the life between lives. They're similar, whereas one takes you into the different lives and then the other one takes you into the work. Okay, so I'm going to pull her back up here. So can we come back in the past? So to blow your mind a little more about this, literally what they say, and I don't know that I've necessarily experienced it. I think I might have a few times, but we're living one life right now. We're living multiple. I don't know how to put it into words. Think of the timeline, all on top of each other. So everything is happening at this very moment. Our pasts are happening right now. Our futures are happening right now. Everything is happening at this very moment. But this is the one that we're aware of in this moment. So if I there's people out there who are eloquent speakers who can explain this much better than I, and I will look for them as well and post some information from those. So Julia's very scared of spiders. No reason, Julia. Yeah, I do feel like that was past life for you, so that's going to be interesting. So if you ever do a regression, it will be interesting to see if you go to the life where you had that issue. There are books by Dr. Brian Weiss. I highly recommend that you look those up. Okay, get them. Amazon carries them. I just was notified today he has like a collection, and he has so many books. So I highly recommend Dr. Brian Weiss. And let me just put him, Dr. Brianweiss. So there, him, amazing. Get the books. Okay. Parallel universe. I believe there's many. I believe, and there's also dimensions, multiple dimensions. It is said that demons reside in the fourth dimension. We are in the third dimension. Okay. Hi, Kathy. Marys, you might be picking up on me and the spiders. I very well could be. Yucky. They're not. They're not my favorite, but they do take care of pests sometimes. So, oh, I'm gonna pull this up. Maggie. 5 planets in Sun, 8th house, North Node 2, 3 conjunctions. Mostly shadow work is on my mind, even though I have been doing it on my own. Well, that's a lot. Help me understand that. I am not an astrologer, sweetheart, but I do understand shadow work deeply. So shadow work and some of the energy that's coming up right now is actually forcing us to look at those aspects of ourselves that we've hidden. If you find yourself getting really angry right now, getting really frustrated with life, or crying at the drop of a hat, that's what we're getting ready to go into a solar. What is it? Solar flare, solar on the 25th, and it's supposed to be a doozy. So just I was going to say buckle up, Buttercup. Shit's getting real. Just hang tight. Just hang tight. Try not to make any rash decisions. Try not to lash out at people. Try to remember that things are surfacing so that you can look at them and deal with them. When we are confused about our present, what does that mean when it comes to our soul contract? Well, if your soul contract is basically, this is what I'm going to look like, this is where I'm going to live, this is who my parents are going to be, this is the color of my eyes, this is where I'm going to be born, this is what I need to draw my first breath so that I can have the experiences that I need on earth. So all of this is programming. Okay, so that's part of your soul contract. These are things I choose to understand freedom of speech. Maybe I blocked somebody's speech in a past lifetime, so karma says, Melissa, in this next lifetime, you're going to work on freedom of speech and being able to speak or being able to hear someone else speak their truth and listen to them. Okay. Maybe I restricted somebody's movement in a last life. So this time I'm going to be with somebody who has to move around a lot so that I understand that. Or maybe I'm going to be the person who has to move around a lot, and the person whose freedom I restricted is my spouse in this life, and he has to follow me around. Okay. So it's all well designed. As much as we want to say that this we were just thrown into this shit, it's been very well planned out. Very well planned out. Okay. Don, Brian Weiss guided meditation is the first successful regression I had, and it was eye opening after that. That's awesome. So that's awesome that you found that. I personally, now a lot of people don't think it's necessary, but I personally think if you're going to do your first regression, that you should do it with a hypnotherapist. Okay. I just do, because I know somebody who had a really incredible experience, and there was a lot of energy that came out. And had she not been with somebody who could guide her through that, it could have been a hot mess. So my experience is just if you do your first one and you feel like there's going to be a lot, trust yourself, and then go find somebody who can guide you through that, who's trained. Okay. Hi, Susan. Hi, Christina. How you doing? Aw. Miss Susan, hello. I don't know why I'm highlighting them, because I can. Okay. Well, I think, Shayna, I think a lot of us feel lost. I think that's kind of part of, especially what's being thrown at us right now. We incarnated to kind of move through this energy and to help others through this energy. So the feeling lost is part of what's happening. You see if I can get an answer for that for you. Hold on. So they're saying to envision where you want to go. And then I hear, but she doesn't know. She's kind of, that's her whole point, is what I'm hearing. Her whole point is that she's not sure where to go right now. Well, then don't make a lot of movements right now. You stay and you rest and you take time for yourself. If you have to step back and just kind of chill for a minute, then you step back and you chill. Okay. I had to do that this summer, and I know a lot of people did. And I kind of feel like we're in these groups where we kind of flip flop, where one group is like, woo, the other group is like, and then we flopped. I've flopped. I'm on the other side of that, of the rest, and now I'm into a lot of action. Anybody else feeling like there's a lot of action for them right now? Like, holy shit, go. Like somebody just dropped the gavel, everything is open, and you're just running as fast as you can to do as much. It's just been crazy. Yeah. Okay. So that was a great question, and I don't know where it went. So Sherry is asking, can one soul contract be that they will die young? Yeah. Yeah. Even in the womb. I know. I'm sorry. There's probably a lot of people who dislike me right now. Um, but we can have those soul contracts. I only need to experience this amount of time. This is all I need. And then our souls would agree to that. Okay, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do this for you because I love you. So it's all built on love, even though it doesn't feel like it. And I'm sure there's plenty of people calling bullshit and like cussing me out. And I'm just saying, this is what I know to be true. Okay. Mostly directing channeling energy differently helps. Mostly directing channeling energy differently helps. I came in this life aware. Well, then that's a gift. That is a beautiful, beautiful gift. So you have a head start. Okay. Oh, this one's a Chris. Oh, freaking love your profile picture, by the way. I knew as a child I was meant to be a healer and a future author. I believe in soul contracts, soulmates, and lessons too. I'm taking past life regression and more. I love that. Just sending stars of support. I receive. Thank you, Jody. Oh, aren't you adorable? I'm doing okay, kind of sick right now. Well, we'll just ask everybody to send you some healing thoughts and energy. Yvonne, jumping on late. Actually, no, not too late at all. Still not accepting that it's all planned out. Oh, honey, you don't have to. It's your journey. You deal with it how you need to deal with it. When you're ready to move forward or to decide something different, you will. Or maybe you just don't. I'm going to read you though. Why would I agree to hostile, harmful family situations? And why would it be approved to be treated badly? When they gain, what do they gain from it? And what do I? This is oversimplified because it's public, but I totally get it. I totally get it. And I get your frustration with the whole, this is not planned out. I would never agree to this. Here's what I know. And I'm going to throw my own self under the bus because I have had some experiences in this lifetime. I was married incredibly young. I was pregnant when I was 15. I got married and I had my daughter 2 weeks after I turned 16. I was married to an incredibly abusive person. I learned how to cover up my bruises and wear long clothes. He stopped hitting me in the face because of the bruises, so then I started to get hit in the arms. I was hit so bad that I couldn't lift my arm. Why would I choose that? Because I needed to understand self-love. I know, it's like, what the how does that make you love yourself? Well, it didn't right away, I will just tell you that. But I learned to push through situations. And I also put myself and my children in a better situation. And now I am in the best place I needed to be. But I've had all of these experiences that I can use to pull from to help people. So, do I think that it was a great choice? No, not always. But I also know that those experiences have helped me so much. They've helped me be humble. They've helped me understand pain and suffering. They've helped me understand love at a very deep level. And they've helped me understand how to treat myself with respect. And I still work on that to this day. To this day. It's still something like when people come on here and they're naughty and they're being jerks. And I used to just deal with it, you know. And now I'm kind of going through this where, not today, some son of a gun, not today. And I'll just block them because I can fight that energy and I can put my energy to that. Or I can just say, there's nothing I'm going to say that they're going to hear. If I thought they wanted to have a conversation, an actual conversation, that's one thing. But most people don't, especially right now because everybody's getting triggered and they just want to prove their point. They want to be right. And a lot of people just want to do the poke and run also, where they just want to say all the mean things and get it off their chest to somebody who they don't think it matters. And then they leave. So I don't engage right now. I used to. I have moments of, I might say one thing. I just need to say this. I just need to say it. But for the most part, I try not to engage in that. So that's what I've learned from those horrific situations. Okay. The more you move through them, the stronger you are as a human too. And I'm sure you're like, well, I'm pretty fucking strong right now and I've had enough. Okay. Um, don't see it. If you can, I shouldn't tell you what to do, but try to see it as happening for you for your growth so that you can look back on it someday and say, okay, those were all pretty icky things that happened to me. I know that I would never do that to another person, and I will use that energy to be the best me I can be. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I know I get on the soapbox a little bit. Deborah, nothing can stop me now. Hi, Minerva. Okay, I'm going to scroll. I don't know how far behind I am. It looks like a few minutes. Ashley says, my other half and I sometimes feel more advanced spiritually and in other ways. I feel like sometimes it makes life harder being more aware. I think it can do both. I can make it hard. I think you can let it make it harder. For me, having I don't even pretend to have complete spiritual awareness because that's just bullshit. But I do feel like I have a few things that I know, a few little tips and tricks along the way from a toolbox. And I think knowing some things helps to take some of the sting out of things people do and the things I see. Especially when I see somebody being harmed. And I always wonder, I wonder what their soul contract was, why would that be in place? Something else that I would like to share real quick. The thing that media does that is really harmful to us is it puts all these horrible things in front of us. Look at this horrible thing that happened to so-and-so. What that does is it lowers your vibration. And that can bring that energy into yours. You do not need that shit. Trust me on this. So and it's something that I'm aware of in my own when I post things. I'm like, oh, I don't want to bring certain things into somebody's awareness. So, because it can lower our vibration, that is their soul contract and that was their experience. That doesn't have to be yours. There's plenty of people who've gone to foreign countries and haven't had any problem. But when they start saying all these things about, oh, don't go here because then you start to get scared or you panic or you don't go and then it shuts you down, that lowers your vibration. I want you to be very aware of the times that you feel, oh, I should, after watching the news, just get a piece of paper and write it down. Oh, yep, that didn't feel great. Oh, yep, nope, that didn't feel great. Make note of those things. Loving everything I'm learning. Oh, yay! Okay, wondering if we are meant to learn specific things in specific lives. Is there a special final level? Yeah, that's called ascension, and that's literally what we're doing. Think of Jesus, an ascended master. Jesus having evolved and responding with love. I know. That's sometimes we're like, I'm not responding with love to that. But, so yes, I do think that there's a final level. I do. And that's the return to source, complete, full return to source. But I think as long as we're moving through karma, we cannot do that. We can go back to the light, so don't mistake that. We can go back to and through the light and work on our next lifetime. We can. How about feeling stuck and there's something you need to do but you can't figure out? That's because I feel like that's a great question, Tanya, and I think that's because it's coming towards you. And I think once you start to get that feeling or that sense something needs to happen or should happen, I think that it's coming. So trust that. Okay, ask it to reveal itself for you. Let me know if that resonates for you. Lizette. So right now I'm not connecting with loved ones, but if your loved ones step forward, I will let you know for sure. If I feel like I have somebody stepping forward, I will share. How do you know if you're on the right path? I think that if you're alive, okay, there's my dogs. There's always going to be little diversions and things that may feel like they've taken us off our path. Just trust that you're going to come back. Okay. I will also tell you if you can make the difficult decisions up front, it will lessen the difficulty in the lesson. Does that make sense? So, say you know that this person isn't good for you, but you're just like, I'm going to just date them anyway. That's going to be my friend. And guess what? It turns out that person wasn't good for you. Maybe they got you into drugs. Maybe they took you down a wrong path. And I can't really blame somebody for taking you down a wrong path because you allow it. That's your choice. You let that happen. I'm just saying. But you can still divert. So, had you made that choice up front to walk away, it wouldn't have been as difficult. So, you get either the difficult lesson up front or you can stretch it out. But you get to choose that. That's free will, by the way. That's free will. That's why we can't make decisions for other people, too, just for the record, you guys, because if we're going around telling everybody what to do, we're taking away their free will. Oh, Christina says that she's learned so much through her abuse. And um, actually, that's a wonderful question, Mary. In a situation like that, is it put together so the abuser is supposed to learn from it too? I would suspect yes. Okay. I will tell you, my ex husband passed away, and he did come to me in a visitation to apologize for his behavior while in this life. Okay. So he did learn and he did have to do a lot of healing. His soul had to go through a lot on the other side. Okay. Um, and as much as I wanted to label him a bad person, he had gone through a lot as well. That doesn't take away from his behavior. That's not what I'm saying. Um, but sometimes when we understand that, it also lessens the pain we're carrying. And for me, it's about releasing the pain that we're all carrying from the shit that's happened to us. We can hold on to it like a badge of honor. It's mine, God damn it, I'm keeping it. Or we can, wow, shit, that was big. I'm gonna let that go. It's easy to say let go, but you got to do the work to move through that. So you have to feel it in order for you to move through it. So just remember that, okay? And grief is a booger, So feel it to move through it. Mary, I hope that makes sense. And please know you have my love. And I send you so much respect. And just know I send you healing thoughts too. Okay. I am going to start to close, you guys. If I'm going to scan question, I'm so lost, so confused right now. I don't know what's right for me and what is not. Meditate, hun. Meditate. Meditate. Take some time for yourself. Oh, let me see. I have an idea. Hold on. Would anybody be interested in a group meditation? I'm not going to do it right now, but I might be able to do it. I was trying to think. I have a pretty busy schedule. Possibly Friday morning. If you are interested, you can send me a message to my business page. Okay. Kathy, I would love to see your name on that list. And we'll see if we can do a quick meditation to kind of help us come inside a little bit. Debbie, I'm learning not to engage. You're so stinking cute. The not engaging is a big one because most of us are doing it. Okay. And remember, when you lash out, that energy comes back to you. It may not come back to you right in that moment, but it does return to you. Okay. It's kind of a boomerang effect, law of attraction, what you put out, you get back. Okay. I know I'm here to help people. It also isn't a traditional deep ways. Good, bright, assume positive light does the job. Yeah. I believe in soul contracts and I've learned to listen to all around me. I love that. I think even smiling at somebody in the grocery store is healing, because maybe they hadn't had somebody smile at them that day, or just say, "Hi, how are you doing?" And just make eye contact with people because a lot of times that doesn't happen. Okay. I adore you, Miss Thang. Miss Kendra, you are welcome. And I am glad you're part of mine as well. And so you guys know, for you're in here right now, you're watching this, you're part of my soul contract as well as me being part of yours. I'm just saying. So you have a soul contract with your animals, with your friends, with your family, with people you dislike, with people you love, with rocks. I know, I know. That one kind of cracks me up a little bit, but it's pretty cool still. Okay. Oh, I love that. I find myself saying, in my past life I did this, or I feel like this what was this deja vu experience. Yeah, love that. Trust your journey is the biggest thing I can tell you, is trust your experiences, trust your trust your journey. We're all, and I'll shift over to talking about receiving messages and things because it's happening to us all of the time. But we get so focused or we think we're making it up. I'm going to say this: imagination is a tool. Imagination is a tool. Okay. When you are seeing something, feeling something, sensing something, trust that. Okay. Yvonne is saying she predicts premonitions. So you're having premonitions and you want to know why it's coming true because you're seeing. It's just clear seeing, sweetheart. You're seeing into the future. You can use that to assist people, or you can use that for yourself as well. Start practicing it and seeing if you can't get a tablet and write down what you're seeing and what you're feeling and what you're sensing. Okay. I grew so much coming out of a bad young marriage, which with the typical abuse and mental abuse it came. Yeah, see, we grow from our lessons. We can absolutely. Um, I grew exponentially after my son died, which is kind of awful to say. I mean, there's a part of me that's like, how can you say that? But it's true. His death taught me so much. It taught me about reaching out and telling people you love them and not wasting those moments, not wasting time. Do I still have moments where I feel like I waste time? Yes, a little bit. but I feel like I'm a little bit better at reminding people that I love them and just reaching out and saying, hey, just so you know, I love you. But I think that kind of stuff is important. Don't waste your time, and tell people how much they mean to you when they're in your life, please. Oh, so Tanya, hugs to you, sweetheart. Oh my goodness. You're so cute too. Everybody's adorable. My soul contracts are perfect to hear right now for us after dealing with my nephew's death last week at only 26. Such a short contract. Absolutely, that's a sad. It's heartbreaking when somebody that young passes away because we see their whole life for them. Okay, but we have to remember that this was part of their journey and what their experiences were. And it's also important to remember their souls are not gone. Their souls are still very much with us. But I also know I would rather hug my son than have his soul with me. I would much rather be able to hug him. And so that pisses me off a little bit. While here, it's also okay to walk away from family members that cause too much pain and or drama. A healthier choice, yes, it is. It is okay. We don't have to be connected to somebody all the time, but we can still let them know that we love them. And it's also okay for you to protect your energy, especially if you have somebody who's compulsively negative and just always upset. It's okay to protect yourself. It truly is. Maggie, trigger is a good word to learn for yourself. Yes, it is. Okay, I'm going to open this one up. So, trigger is a good word. I love what you are putting forward. How long did it take you to come to your ability and work openly with it? Um, I have been trying to establish the timeline for some time. I've always been intuitive. I've always just known things. But the psychic part, really reading people and the mediumship, was a little bit later for me. I want to say that most of it started really strong when I was in 2006. I don't know how old that would have made me. I'm in my early 50s. Um, but my son passed in 2010, and that rocked my fucking world. So everything opened up in 2010 for me. Um, I didn't start doing readings until 2014. I did put my little self in therapy in about 2008, 2009. So I spent a couple years there. Apparently, I'm a slow learner, but I had a lot of stuff to work through, a lot of pain, a lot of guilt, a lot of traumas. But being in a therapist's office actually helped me look inside because I was so afraid to look inside, and she helped me to do that. So, so I don't know, going back. So 2014 is when I started doing readings. And then it was like a fast track. So everything for me has always happened like very quick, like getting pregnant really young, getting married really young, doing this really young. I've always just been like bam, 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 bam. So my mediumship kind of flew in there real fast. Again, it's not something that I sought, but once I understood what was happening and that I was getting messages, then I wanted to hone it and understand how to work with it. Okay. When you understand, you raise your vibration. Hey, hallelujah. Yes, you do. Be empathetic. It doesn't mean you have to agree. Just understand. Yeah. I've forgiven my ex-husband and don't hold on to it, but I'll never forget it all. I don't know that we can. I actually will tell you, I have forgot. I mean, maybe it's because I'm old and I'm getting senile, but I've recently was reminded of something that I freaking forgot about. So I'm like, well, that's really interesting. My dog is being a creepy stalker. She's like at the door with her squeaky toy. Okay. What about trying to heal from a sibling relationship and being unable to release my feelings towards her? That is going to take some time, honey. I don't know if you've ever gone to a therapist or looked at maybe going. There's nothing wrong with it. Trust me on this. It's a very beautiful thing to reach out to get some assistance. Um, so that's past life too. Kelsey, that's Kelsey Perkins, that's past life. They said, don't hold on to it. Forgive. Forgive yourself and forgive her. They say it goes both ways. It's interesting. Kelsey, okay. Kelsey. Okay. There's April for you. Kelsey, do you understand April? That's the number 4. April. Kelsey Perkins. I'm going to tell you the way the information is coming in is you all have guides. I'm just going to say that. But Kelsey, you need to meditate and connect with your team. They're ready to talk to you. They're like all hanging all over the place, like, ah. Okay. All right. Hugs to you, Miss Mary. Hugs. All right. Kimberly Thomas. Yes, I do. I have advice for everything. Maybe not. I'm just making that up. Okay, so meditation, focus on the breath. So let's just do a little practice here. Spine straight, shoulders back, feet flat on the floor, palms sitting up in your lap. I want you to breathe in through your nose. Breathe into your diaphragm. Let your belly expand. Keep breathing in. Let your lungs expand and then fill your throat with air. When you can take in no more air, I want you to push your belly button into your spine. Let all the air come from the stomach, then the chest, then the throat, all the way out until you can take in no more air. And I want you to do that one more time. All right. It's that simple. Focus on the breath coming in and the breath going out. Breath coming in, breath going out. Did your mind wander at all during that? So you just extend the time. You can also start to bring your attention to the center of your chest and just allow yourself to feel your emotions. But I would just start with breathing and breath work. Okay? Right. Kathy, I would love to do that, but I love buts. I could, but mornings are not good for me. So then you need to go to YouTube and type in guided meditations to help with anxiety. Brad Yates, I had him on my live. Was it last year? He's amazing. Type in Brad Yates, EFT tapping. You'll go to his page, look up any of his tapping videos. It's not a once and done. We all want those simple fixes. It's not a once and done, but it's amazing and it will cause immediate relief. So maybe you do it every day in the evening before you go to bed, or you get yourself up a little bit earlier in the morning and do it before you leave for work. Okay. And once you know how to do it, you can do it in the office, or you can go to the bathroom and do it just a little bit just to help you with some relief. So there are things available to you. And the cool thing is it's free. It is absolutely free. All right. Okay. So Minerva, yep, with the rocks. Yep. Do we pick our name as well before we? Yep. I think we pick the vibration of our name. Okay. You cannot pick a name. You will know. Just allow. Cortez Nance, just allow. She's saying she keeps asking for a sign. Just allow, and maybe you won't know it until the baby's born, and maybe it will just come to you. Maybe it will. I actually hear I'm in a dream, so I don't know if you've asked for it to come to you in a dream, but I would hold on to that. Okay. So I'm not sure why this happens. So somebody who, in the end, we are all just walking one another home. It's kind of sweet, actually. Just be there for each other. Okay. Can our family members become our guides? Our family members can assist us. Like my son, I work with him a lot in my work. I work with my dad a lot, actually. My mom comes through every now and then, but my dad comes through quite a bit. You will start to notice your feelings and your emotions might shift. The energy in the room might shift. Like my son comes in and he's like, hey, Mom. So I always know, oh, that's my boy. Or my dad calls me Missy, or sometimes I'll hear your dad's here. I'm like, oh, shit, what? So there's different things you might pick up for each of your loved ones who step forward for you. They'll step forward if there's something you're working on that they know they can help you with. Okay. Oh, Rochelle. Rochelle says, I saw my dad in a dream and he just walked up and hugged me. It felt so real. Trust that. Trust that. We have so much. People are always telling us, don't, no, it's makeup. It's make believe. No, it's not. Trust that. Trust your loved ones are with you. Oh, Diane, I love this. You will pick up a name when you see their little face. I love that. Okay, Sherry, after my dad died, my sister has taken over everything. We no longer speak. I had to buy things from my parents' auction to have. Oh, I did have to walk away for peace of mind. So that's heartbreaking, and that happens more than you would think. In the readings I do, it happens a lot that our loved ones get possessive or they think this is owed to them. And so that kind of thing happens all of the time. Um, the more you can not engage with it, and I know it's hard because it's your parents. I feel very blessed when my parents died, my sisters and I, well, my parents didn't have anything, so I think we might have had to pay some of their bills. Um, so we were kind of blessed in that we didn't fight over it. But also, my sister took care of my mom there towards the end, so I was not even worried about any of that. That's the least of my worries was finances, like was my family, unless you know. So just try not to hold hate in your heart is the biggest thing I can give you with that is try not to hold the hate or the anger for them. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to close. I am already pooped and I haven't eaten today, so I'm hungry and I'm going to make my husband take me to dinner. Okay. I wish you guys a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in. And I hope to be back here chatting at you soon. Anyway, you guys have a great evening.